Get us up in there. They're going nuts. They're going nuts. Guys, we got a school. We got a school. There we go. On that little heavy metal tungsten, boys. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. We are finally back out in the bass boat. If you guys have been following the channel, we've been having some minor issues with the boat, and she's kind of been in the shop for quite a while, so I haven't been posting as much as I would like to, but I think that, fingers crossed, she should be good, guys. So we're back out here, gonna be doing some summertime fishing today. We're starting to transition into that fall time pattern, but a lot of these fish are still gonna be hanging out deep. And today's video is actually gonna be brought to you guys by Catchco baits. So the baits that we're gonna be using today, both are gonna be Catchco baits, and if you guys wanna check them out, it's all gonna be linked down below. But we're gonna be rocking that diesel football jig, paired up with that Biospawn Exopod trailer. And then we're also gonna be throwing a Ned rig around, and we have that on that Catchco deadbolt Ned rig head. So stick around, stay tuned. We should be catching a lot of bass today, and I'm just glad to be back on the bass boat, guys. So let's get right to it. So like I said, two main baits of the day. We're gonna start out with that Ned rig on that little Catchco Ned rig deadbolt head. And hopefully we're gonna be lighting up here, throwing it off some deep weedy drops. We're sitting in 18 foot of water, probably casting in anywhere between 10 and 12, looking for the first bite of the day. Oh, there we go. First bite of the day on the Ned rig. Literally second cast in. It feels like a halfway decent one. Probably not going to be a 5-pounder. Not going to lie, guys. Not a lot of giants in here, but that's a decent fish right there. Nice, solid little chunky, like 13, 14 incher on that little Catchco deadbolt head. And like I said, we're about to get into them. Lot of bass in this lake, and they like eating Ned rigs and they like eating jigs, so should light them up. Oh, there we go. Zach's hooked up. Second bass of the day. Another like 10, 12 incher. Literally, we're just talking about how we should be getting more bites. I caught that other one about 5 minutes ago, then nothing, and then just another little guy. Working this little underwater point right here, looking for fish number 3. Oh! You guys probably couldn't see that on the GoPro, but probably like 20 or 30 bass just started exploding right up here. So we're gonna just kind of putz our way up there, throw some Ned rigs in there, and probably catch a bunch of bass. God bless you. Got one? Right where they were busting? Yeah, that looks about right, dude. A lot of those ones that were busting were probably small, but we just made our way over there. Zach just popped one on that little Ned rig. There we go. Right where they were busting, dude. That's a good one right there. That's a good fish right there. I'm telling you guys, don't expect me to like bust out a 5-pounder. It's not gonna happen. But we do have a nice, decent bass on for this lake. She smoked the Ned rig. Oh yeah, that's a good one. On that little deadbolt head. Come on in here, Bessie. So like I said, a lot of those ones that were busting were probably little, but this was probably one of the ones that was in that little school. You could see how fat that thing is right there. She's probably gorging on shad. Just dropped that little Ned rig out there and got her. All right, going back in. Gonna keep chucking out. Like I said, there was probably 20 or 30 fish in this school right here, so hopefully we could just keep picking them apart, and maybe there's gonna be some even bigger ones than that in there. Oh, that was when I was reeling it up. That's really small. That's a very, oh, whoa. That's not a bass. I was like, that feels super weird, man. Had those like little smallmouth head shakes. Those bluegills, I'll dig. Nice, probably like 6-inch gill, 7-inch gill right there. Decent one. They catch them all. Little deadbolt head with that little Z-Man TRD. You could catch more than just bass. Chasing bait fish right there. Oh. They're getting blasted. Oh, they're getting blasted. They're getting blasted. They're getting blasted, dude. Get us up in there. They're going nuts. They're going nuts. Guys, we got a school. We got a school. They were going crazy. I don't know if y'all could see that on the GoPro or not. That was just like that last spot we just fished. Oh, yep, there he is. It's a dink. There's a lot of dinks up there, I think. There was like 20 bass just going ham, though, dude. Bunch of them. Literally a ton of bass like that, probably. These ones are really shallow too. The other school probably had some bigger ones in it, but I'm thinking that these are a lot of dinks. Hopefully you guys saw some of that. They were going nuts. Yeah, they're still just popping right there, yeah. They're going crazy. Are you right there? Yeah, you had that fish on, dude. You literally just jumped with your Ned rig in its mouth. Another dink, another dink. Up by this little swim platform, there's a bunch of bait that they're kind of just feeding on right now. Yep, lots of little bass. Lots of dinks. Got them. Yep, okay, we're moving on. This ain't it. Fun to catch a lot of bass, but no, this is not it. Catching too many dinks.
I didn't think that was a bass at first.
We gotta switch to the jig. This is just getting ridiculous. We just caught like 6 of those in a row, boys and girls. The Ned rig is an awesome bait. Catches a lot of bass, but sometimes you gotta upgrade the size a little bit. Trying to catch some like 1 or 2 pounders at least. Gonna throw that little Ketchko diesel football jig around, 1/2 ounce, little bigger presentation. There he is, there he is. We got 3 people. Yeah, that's a better one. That's why we switched over to the jig, boys. We were catching dink, dink, dink on the Ned rig. Switched over to that little Ketchko football jig and we busted up one real quick. We got 3 people fishing out the front deck. It's a little bit tight quarters. We whiffed on the first hook set because we gotta, you know, swing a little bit different. But second time's a charm. Now some guy's honking at us off the shore. Like a 14-incher. Going back in. Oh, Chris is hooked up. Chris is hooked up. Dinks. See? Ned rig, dinks, jig, bigger fish.
Can I see that for a second? Can I see that for a second?
See what? My jig? No.
It's gonna go bye-bye.
No, it's not gonna go bye-bye. Okay, boys and girls. Well, the fishing has been good, not great. We caught quite a few, but obviously no giants or anything like that. But last spot panned out pretty good. Caught a lot of bass, and we just moved to spot number 2. And gonna keep throwing that jig around because it is catching a slightly better average size fish. So stick around, stay tuned. Ketchko jig, little bow spawn exopod. Gonna catch a few more bass on her. There we go. Cracked it, dude. 1/2 ounce football jig to the face. Literally just bombed it out there and she picked it up pretty much the exact second that it probably hit the bottom there. Nothing like 12-incher. The Ned rig was catching a lot of like 4 and 5 inchers. This one's at least like pretty much keeping it to 12 inches and up. So not a big one, but always fun to get a nice jig bite. That is the best. A little offshore jig action, 14 foot of water, and they are thwopping it. So we have been rocking this 1/2 ounce diesel football jig, but since the wind's kind of died down a little bit, we're gonna downsize a little bit and we're gonna pull out the Ego tackle bag because in here we've got another Ketchko jig. We got that heavy metal tungsten football jig, and it's 3/8 of an ounce, so it's already smaller, but since it's tungsten, the head's gonna be even smaller. It's about the size of a 1/4 ounce jig, so we're gonna swap these out. If you guys wanna check out this tackle bag too, just got this thing in, super, super sweet. Gonna be toting the tackle around in that a lot, and awesome because if you guys are co-anglers, I jump around in so many different boats. If you guys watch the channel, I fish as a co-angler a lot. It's pretty much as much as I fish out of my own boat too. So if you guys want to check out the tackle bag, gonna be linked down below, but we're gonna downsize jigs here and hopefully keep catching them. There he is on that heavy metal tungsten football jig, boys. Switch up to that lighter head. Able to come through that grass a little bit better. Not a big one. Like I said, we really haven't caught any big ones today. The biggest one was probably like a 14 or 15-incher, if that, but caught a lot of bass and having a good old time out here. Gonna try to catch a few more on the jig. Oh, that was a nice bite right there. Another solid fish on the jig. Talking about crankbait fishing, Chris is trying a little crankbait bite out because we are kind of moving into fall, but the jig bite has been absolutely killer today, honestly. Cannot beat a good jig bite, and even though crankbait bites are fun, we're gonna stick to throwing this. Chris is trying to get at least 1 bass on a crankbait, but they just have not been really chasing today like we thought they would. Saw a few little schools bust up, but even in the schools, they want a Ned rig, they want a jig, they don't want to eat crankbaits, they don't want to eat Alabama rigs. It's really, really weird out here. Still kind of in that summer pattern, even though they're starting to transition. It's getting real weird out here, man. These fish don't know what they want, they don't know what's going on, but they're still munching jigs. There we go. On that little heavy metal tungsten, boys. Sun is starting to go down. We are winding down the day. Probably one of the better ones that we actually caught, like a 14-incher, nice and skinny though, on that little football jig right there. But we're about to leave the lake, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we're gonna wrap this video up here in just a second. So that is the fish that we are gonna end on. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Just a quick little fishing vlog since we got the boat back, and I just wanted to get out here, kind of test it out and stuff. Chris is actually hooked up right now. Check that out. Oh, it's a decent one too. Another solid like 14-incher. Like I said, this lake does not have a lot of big fish, but we just wanted to get out of here, do some fishing, and really test the boat out. But if you guys want to check out any of the baits that we were using today, that tungsten football jig, the diesel football jig, and also that biospawn exopod, absolutely killer. Caught every single bass today on it, so check it out down in the description below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.